Oh yeah, take a seat, take a seat, take a seat. We don't speak all the time, so I thought today would be a good time to have agreement, communication. I do not put heat on you. I do not manipulate you. I leave you alone, just the way you like. In fact, I do not let any type of awahala come into your presence. Today, you are getting simple blowout, trim. Okay, fine. But listen to me, listen to me. The next time I decide to put heat on you, real heat, bone straight flat iron, you had better be all the way down my back. Do we have agreement? I hope so. And there you have it, ladies. That's how you let your hair know who's running the show. All right now?
I cannot keep it to myself. God been too good to me. This is no secret. I cannot keep it to myself. God been too good to me.
Hey, welcome back to the From Sister to Sister YouTube channel. This is the place where we're all about connecting the voice of our sisters via worship, healthy conversation, and lifestyle tips. Yay! Who loves a good tip, right? That's what we're in today. We're in Cam's lifestyle tip sessions. And, I've been doing a lot of natural hair focused things. And I'm really excited about today's topic because we are talking about how I was able to grow out my natural 4C hair, my very fine 4C natural hair, meaning that although to the eye, my hair may look very strong, it is actually very soft, baby soft. The wrong comb, wrong manipulation can break it off very easily. So one thing about me is I've had a lot of setbacks. Like I've had to start over and over and over again with my natural hair. And it's all good. It's all love and lessons learned that I can bring to you guys. So we don't have time to waste. People are out here trying to grow their hair. People are out here trying to be goals. I get it. Or be yourself. And I want to help you. I want to help someone who especially has my texture, and if not, has a similar hair that maybe responds the same way. For example, if you don't have the thickest head of hair, I want to help you. If you find that your hair breaks off rather easily, I want to help you. This is the perfect video for you. So tip number 1, believe it or not, if you want to grow your hair, have thicker hair, pray. Pray. Honestly, it wasn't until I started to bring all of my concerns to Jesus, because this is the healthiest my hair has been in a long time. Don't be ashamed to take concerns like your hair, your nails, your skin to Jesus, because he loves you so much. And he wants you to thrive, queen, okay? Tip number 2, your mindset. Your mindset, your mindset. You are not gonna grow healthy, thick, long hair if you don't believe that you can. If you already have a bad attitude about your texture. Honestly, sis, until you really love your hair, it's best for you not to be in it. And this goes beyond what your curl pattern is. I know a lot of teammates, basketball teammates, that had long hair, but barely knew how to take care of it. But you want to know what? They were winning because They knew they loved their weaves, the versatility of their braids, the convenience. They lived that get up and go life, and they knew they just could not be bothered with their natural hair. So it was better for them to just put it away until they were ready to go to a salon one day for a special occasion. They would flat iron their hair and it would be all the way down their back. I'm telling you, like, no one is judging you if you're not there yet with your hair. I see a lot of YouTubers, no shade, but the camera never lies. I can see when they're trying to talk about their hair, do their hair, the love for their hair isn't there. I'm telling you, you learn to love your hair. You're gonna do things naturally out of excitement. You're gonna wanna drink the more water. You're gonna moisturize your hair differently. You're gonna deep condition differently. You're gonna shampoo and wash and do your mundane things just differently because you're so excited to get in your hair. I may not have my hair out a lot, but when it's out, I'm just loving on it. I'm so gentle. I have such a healthy mindset that yes, Camille Nanda Nwosu's hair can be healthy. It can be thriving. Tip number 3 is actually a tip that breaks out into 3 separate parts, and that's why we're at five things altogether. So it is, you must learn your hair. So we can easily break down learning your natural hair into 3 parts. Learn your porosity, learn what products actually work for you, learn things like your growth pattern so you can set realistic expectations and goals, and especially know how often you should be trimming. So let's go back to the very top. Learning your porosity is so important because that is going to help you understand how your moisture is going to get into your hair. I am a low porosity gal, so that means that my cuticle naturally sits laid, very tightly shut. It's very hard for moisture to get in. So what does that mean? When I moisturize my hair, in order to get my cuticles to open up, I don't just throw product on my hair. I have to open it up with water. Everyone should be starting their moisturizing process with water first, but specifically, low porosity girls, you must use a warm water. Doesn't have to be extremely hot, but just warm water. Get your hair to just get, what's that word? Plush. Allow your hair to get plush and just in that kind of, that we all know when your hair is just, it's gonna respond to whatever moisturizer that works for you, honey. That is my next part of this. Once you figure out your porosity, know that, for example, low porosity girls, you really don't need to be putting thick products on your hair. Your hair is already low porosity. So that means if you're putting something thick, trying to get that thick butter into your hair, it's just gonna sit on your hair. I can get into the specific products that I use, but in general, I do well with very lightweight, moisture, water-focused products. They seem very light, like they're not gonna do much, but they actually penetrate my hair. I go that route for my leave-ins, I go that route for my moisturizers, and I go that route as well for my deep conditioners. I can share again what I use another day. So now that we are also talking about products, okay, to be fair, let's also talk about high porosity girls. It's the reverse. So whereby you may not need to worry about putting hot water into your hair first. You can just put water on your hair. You need to immediately find a thicker product to trap in that water, because as moisture is easily going into your highly porous hair, moisture is easily going out. You following me, people? When it comes to finding the right products for you. As a low porosity girl, I'm also protein sensitive. So I don't do well with the avocados. I don't do well with the cute DIY egg banana mixtures. No, I don't do well with anything that has protein in it. And you have to learn, right? Learn your hair also means doing research. You have to learn the key terms for products that have protein in it. Wheat germ, anything hydrolyzed wheat protein. Man, it's been a while since I've read products because I just know off the top, but like, hydrolyzed keratin. Oh my gosh, run away if you see anything that says keratin. That is the gangster of protein. That is strong stuff. I used to think I was cute. All these YouTubers, right, like myself, you can't listen to everything I'm saying. You know, a girl would say, go try AphoG's two-step treatment, or their 5-minute reconstructor. Talk about setbacks. One time my hair literally locked. As soon as I put that product on my head, my mom had to rip out my hair. Like the lock was here and my hair had finally grown here, because it's a struggle to grow my front hair. As you can see, I was texturized / relaxed at the time. I lost so much hair because I used a product that my hair doesn't respond to. If there is a relaxed girl watching, I get it. Protein is your best friend. But you gotta know, not every relaxed girl can handle the AphoG treatments. Maybe you need an ORS-like protein treatment. Come on, I've been in this game for a while. I don't wanna talk too much, but yes, please learn your hair. Let me just say it, because I have to say it. I've tried the Shea Moisture. I've tried the Carol's Daughter. I wanted those things to work so bad. If you're a real one and you're an OG in the game, I bought the Be Mine. I bought the Oya Handmade. I ordered it online years ago when I was texturized, and I wanted it to work for my hair so bad. But a lot of those products, they had the coconut oil. They were thick. They weren't penetrating my hair, and I wouldn't listen. One of my favorite YouTubers, shout out to you, Shalinda1. You need to start making more YouTube videos. I miss you, girl. She said, we be treating our hair like our kids. I don't have kids, but like our kids. They crying, they speaking to us, but we're like, don't do that to your hair. Your hair will speak to you right away if it's responding well to a product or not, okay? Learn your porosity so that the moisture can get in, and use products that your hair is actually gonna say thank you when you put it on your hair. My hair, she's actually not as bougie as I am. She does well with, I don't even do well with the super organic products like I mentioned. I really wanted to like the Shea Moistures and all those things, but you know what I rock with? nwosugyal. I said I wasn't gonna get into products, but I'm just trying to explain to you, like, I don't need to put trash in my hair, like a product that just has tons of alcohols and nothing good in it. No, I'm not saying that. But I don't necessarily need all the expensive stuff. Like, I love myself. I love Camille Rose. That product has my name. And as much as I want to brag and say, oh, I use a product line that has my name, I can't get down with everything that Camille Rose uses, as much as they are natural and amazing, because it doesn't always work for my hair. There's like 2 products that I use from Camille Rose. Well, 3 now, because I just tried their cleansers and they're kind of dope. That's it. I stick to nwosugyal. She's right there in the middle. She's not a whole, they don't claim to be an all organic line, but guess what? They have decent ingredients in there. And I'm not a scientist, but I actually low-key believe that some of those ingredients that you can't pronounce, the heteromaclomine, the demaltify. I'm making stuff up now. I actually believe that some of those scientists, you know, people who've studied black hair, you'll be surprised some of those things our hair actually needs it. Some of that stuff that we can't pronounce, but the YouTube community has deemed it as, if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't be using it. Listen to your hair first before a YouTuber, including myself. So the last area is routine things that you got to learn about your hair. It's important to learn how fast your hair grows, as I mentioned earlier, so that you can gauge what is your normal growth rate, and it will help you to know if my hair isn't growing as much. Let me look in to see if there's a medical issue going on here. Or I know my hair is going to grow 1/2 inch or 1 inch a month, so I can expect 12 inches or 6 inches of growth. For me, I used to grow an inch. I do believe that sometimes as you get older, things slow down a bit. I'm more in the half inch rate right now. And the realest thing I can say is growing out natural hair, for me, I can't speak for all, but it's kind of like you grow some, like you take 3 steps forward, and it's okay sometimes if you feel like you take a step and 2 steps back when you do your trims. I love the naturals that say, hey, I was focused on healthy hair for a good 2 years, and I only gained 2 inches of length because their hair would grow and they would trim it, and then their hair would grow and then they would trim it, and their hair would grow and they would trim it. I'm so blessed that my hair is this length, but what you guys don't see is years of me having to cut off length that I achieved. I just had to get a trim the other day, and it kind of broke me a bit because I'm so ready to be past this shoulder length. But when I think back to when my hair was thin, I'm gonna get into it for you, sis. When I think back to when my hair was really thin, because thick hair doesn't come to be naturally, I am so humbled, and I'm like, I'll take this any day. I will take being at this length any day with promise for growth in the future, but at least nothing looks scraggly. You don't want the scraggly trimming. So this is where I say you cannot listen to every YouTuber, because I was on YouTube, right? And the YouTubers would say, sis, if you're not putting heat on your hair, if you're not doing the most to your hair, their argument is that's part of the reason why your hair isn't growing. You're trimming off hair that doesn't need to be trimmed. Relax. You only need to trim your hair maybe once a year, every 6 months. And I followed that. I would say, let me stretch out my trims for 6 months, and guess what? My hair would get damaged and damaged and more damaged. Here's a treacherous picture of what happened to my hair that I was so proudly growing out, right? I started over or grew out my texturizer. I was team natural. Yeah, this is what happened when I went too long without trimming. I listened to everyone else but my gut telling me that I should have cut off more hair last time. And what happens is, this is why you have to know your hair, because even some stylists, they think your hair is healthy because you come to them with your shrunken hair, you're getting braids, so it doesn't really matter so much. Your hair is long enough. You don't need to blow it out because you're on YouTube, right? And you shouldn't be putting a blow dryer to your hair because that's gonna break it off, right? That's what we learn in the YouTube community. But these stylists don't know how to feel your hair. Look at your hair in the curly state, right? Look at the other picture. My hair looks healthy in that photo because it's shrunken. Yes, shrinkage is an indication that your hair is healthy. It is, but it's not always an indication of the overall picture and health assessment of your hair. Your hair can shrink and still very, very, very well be due for a trim. And that's what happened to me. My stylist would see my shrunken hair and say, oh, it's fine, you don't need a trim. And boom, that other picture you see, that's my twist outs. It's when your hair is stretched out like this, you can really tell like how healthy is my hair really. So I want to help you. As for me, I am still training my hair. It may seem like a lot, but I try to trim my hair every 3 months. Pretty much every time I come out of a protective style. You don't have to be like everyone else that gets their trims every year or 2 years and their hair is all the way down their back. Sis, maybe you really need to start trimming every 3 months. See how your hair responds to that, and that will help you with the thickness for sure. I really do believe that. This next tidbit is a game changer, especially for those that don't have the thickest hair. Vitamins. Do not waste your money. Do not fall for the gimmick of buying Hair Infinity, all these growth focused vitamins. A lot of times, start first with just getting a good multivitamin. This is my multivitamin of choice. It's called Raw One. It's the better version of Woman's One a Day. I'm gonna get into that later. It's a funny story. But it's, yeah, the Raw One for women. It's just one pill The ingredients are amazing. I know you can't see it, but you want to get something that at least is offering you 5,000 IUs of vitamin A. You need iron in there. This is the complicated thing. Okay, I'm gonna get into it. My hair was really reasonably thick in college. You never notice the good things you're doing to your hair to maintain the thickness until your hair starts to thin out. I was taking the generic woman's one a day that you see on TV, and it was fine. I was active and I didn't notice the iron upsetting my stomach until my senior year. Something changed, maybe in the chemistry of my body. I don't know, the iron really started to back your girl up. Iron is gonna help with your nails. Iron is gonna help with the thickness of your hair. And iron will also help with mental focus, but that's a video for another day. Forget the biotin. Don't kill yourself and take all those 1,000 micrograms or milligrams, I think it's micrograms of biotin. Your face is breaking out and you're doing it because you just really want to grow out your hair. Start with iron first. Usually most people, all the biotin you need is only 150 micrograms. You don't need that much biotin, I'm telling you. Start with the iron first. Make sure that you're getting your 18 milligrams of iron in. I wasn't, because what happened was once I noticed by my senior year of college that the iron was constipating me, I started buying the gummies, right? Gummies aren't gonna have iron in them because that would literally disgust you. To try and fit iron into a gummy, that would be like tasting the most nastiest thing. So you'll find most gummies, actually all gummies don't have iron in it, but that's so not healthy, especially pregnant women. If you're gonna take the gummies, you have to supplement that with an iron supplement or you're gonna be so fatigued. But we're talking about hair today. You need to get your iron in. I recommend you get an organic vitamin like this that has a little bit of iron. Because they use natural forms of iron, it's not gonna be the full 18 milligrams that you need. This is only 6. So, but I'm used to it now. That's what I stand by. I get by with at least taking 6 milligrams. But for someone who's really struggled with thin hair, maybe you had almost like an alopecia scare. Sometimes it's not alopecia. It happened to me too. One day I just had short patches in my hair, and it's very scary and embarrassing to talk about. That's usually a lack of iron. And the minute I took this vitamin that has a little bit of iron and followed up with chelated iron, are you hearing me? Chelated iron, that is the better digestible form of iron that's not gonna constipate you, sis. And even if you do start to feel a little different from your regular rhythm, split it up. At least take it 3 times a day. Try Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday. Give yourself a break on the weekend, and I promise you, your hair is gonna grow thick once you implement iron. Or get more intentional about including iron into your diet, because it's 2020. Gone are the days where you say, oh, I eat a balanced diet. Nobody's eating a balanced enough diet to get the real nail and hair results that you really want. Some are just genetically blessed with thick hair, but for the girls like me, we're just genetically, you don't have the thickest hair. I have my mother's hair that can grow pretty long, but the thickness isn't there. My sister has my father's hair, where it's just super, super big. Okay, I'm like a hybrid, because my mom's hair is like really, really tiny, tightly coiled, but when you stretch it, it's so, so, so long. I'm like a hybrid between my mother and my father, but I don't have the thickest strands. This was just years of research and finding out what was missing and replacing it. So I know I keep talking about this iron thing, but that's just how passionate I am that it helped me in so many ways. It helped, like even when you start talking about fatigue, which I can get into in another video, like iron is so important. It's so important. I'm gonna show you, drop the picture now of what it is. I think it's called red bonnet. it transformed my hair. Like my hair became very strong. Like now when I blow out my hair, this is just a light blowout style that my hair is in. My hair kind of flows down. But in the beginning, when I was taking that extra supplement of iron, my hair was growing out. Like it was, I blew it out, it was like thick out. You know what I'm talking about? And I think that's a great place for you to be when you're first starting out. That's it for my healthy hair tips. Be patient, be patient, be patient. You will grow out your hair. Be blessed and tune in again for my next video.
Hey, come back. I am not done. You had better be flourishing. You had better be thick. You had better be shining. Shining. People may say, hey, is that a beamer? No, it is my hair.